Hey there guys, and welcome back to another Python tutorial. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to create a file transfer program using Python. Bear in mind this file transfer program can be used either on localhost or over the internet, so you'll be able to transfer files on your localhost and over the internet easily. So without any further delays, let's get into it. Firstly, you want to create a directory and name it Python file transfer or your desired name. Once done with that, open that, and inside that you will need one Python file called server, and after that you will want to create another folder called receiver folder, and in there you will keep the client.py file. So this file is essentially gonna receive the file that is sent from the server and should be kept on the target computer, while the server file can be kept on the computer that is trying to send the file. I'm going to open the server program as well. Keep the server and client file open and make sure that they are blank. I was just experimenting around, so they're full of code at the moment. What you also want to do is create a sample file which will be transferred from from here to essentially here, since we're transmitting data from server.py to client.py. So by the end of the tutorial, we need to transfer this transfer file, text file, from here to receiver folder right here. If that happens, that means that we've successfully created the program. Alright, so getting into the code. The code, you might find it to be very similar to the chat program we created because it's going to be using the same module again, the socket. I'm going to be creating a follow-up tutorial on this again later to make it more professional, but this video is just going to be a rough program that will allow you to transfer the file in short. So let's get into it. First of all, we're going to import socket, which will allow the connections. After that, we're going to assign S to the socket object and initialize the socket. Socket.socket. After that, we're gonna give the host the address by doing s.getHostName. That would be the host address of the program, which this client.py would connect to. After that, we're gonna assign the port to 8080. You could set it to whatever you like, but for the sake of this tutorial, we're gonna set it to 8080. Then we're gonna bind the socket to the host and port. And lastly, we're going to listen for any incoming connections. We're just listening to one computer incoming connection at the moment. So once we're done with that, we're going to print out waiting for any incoming connections so we know what the program's exactly doing. After that, we're going to accept any connections. So any connections would be assigned to connection, addr, and we'll do connection dot accept, and then we'll print the address that connects to the computer server. So that's all the connection bit. We're just gonna do the same in the client.py. So we're gonna import socket. We're gonna assign S to socket.socket, creating the S object. The host is gonna have to be input by the user, so input string. Please enter the host address of sender. Oops, forgot the bracket. Once done with that, you could also ask the user for input of the port, but I'm going to automatically assign it to 8080. And then lastly, we will connect to the host and ports provided above. Once successfully connected, we shall give a message saying connected. ... Okay, so this is the successful connection. Once we're done with this code, we're just going to test out to see if the programs are able to connect to each other. So I'm running the server first, which will always be the case. Socket has I've done a tiny mistake there. So it should be socket.getHostName. Name connection is not defined. I've done another mistake. So what was wrong was, instead of writing the S here, we have to write socket, and down here, instead of doing connection.accept, which didn't make sense, obviously we have to write s.accept, because that's the object that's going to be accepted. So we're going to run this again. I've been away from Python for a bit, so that's where the error is coming from. So waiting for any incoming connections. Another thing that we also have to do is shout out the address of this computer so it can be input by the client. So we're going to print host, which is the address going to be used to connect by the client. So that's the host right there. We're going to copy the host, try to copy that, and run the client program. Once we've run the client program, it's going to ask us for the host address that we've coded it to. So we paste that, press enter. That wasn't meant to happen. Okay, just take that off. Enter, and here we are. We have a successful connection. At the moment, we're just connecting through our computer, but we have a successful connection. Once we've done with the successful connections, we have to now prepare to create the file transfer. So first of all, what we need is the file name. The file name will be defined by the user. So we get an input from the user, input string type. Please enter the file name of the file. So once we get that, what we're going to do is we're going to take that file and we're going to open it into read bytes mode. So we're going to say file equals open, and in brackets we're going to write what we want to open. We want to open file name, and we want to open it in read bytes mode. So once we've got the file, we're going to read the file information, which is, so file data equals file dot read 1024 is what we're going to use for now. The next tutorial, I'm actually going to show you how to perfect this up, but for now, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to use 1024. And then we're going to use this data and send it over to our client. So we're going to send it by saying connection.send file data. This doesn't need to be encoded because it's already encoded when it's read here, and read bytes, it's already been encoded. So we can lastly say data has been transmitted successfully. Okay, and then we have to receive the same right here. So to receive this, what we do is we ask the user to set a file name for the incoming file. str, please enter a file name for the incoming file. So the user will be able to select the file name he wants to save the file coming in by. And then what we do is we open the file. File equals open the file name which the user would desire, and we open it in write bytes mode, so we can write data to the file. So next we receive the file data. File data equals s.receive 1024 bytes for now. And then lastly we do file.write the file data that we've just received. And to finish it off, we need to close the file. So file.close, and then we can say print that file has been received successfully. Right, hopefully that works on both programs. We're just going to try running this real quick. Start the server first, followed by the client. I'm going to put both the windows side by side. So it's waiting for any incoming connections. The address is obviously right here. We press enter, connected. Now we ask for the file name of the file we want to transmit. We're gonna go back here. The file name is transfer file. Don't forget the extension, which is .txt. Transfer file.txt. Just before that, I'm gonna open the txt file and show you what's actually inside. So it just says this data will be copied into received file. So receiver folder, that's where it should be. So now, once we're done with that, we're gonna press, before pressing enter actually, we need to enter a file name for the incoming file. So the file name could be anything. We'll just say received file. Let's not leave any spaces to make sure there's no errors. And now, as you see, it's waiting to receive the data. As soon as we hit enter here, the data has been transmitted successfully and file has been received successfully. We're going to close both the programs and we're going to go back to the Python file transfer directory. Go to your receiver folder and voila, you have your received file. One mistake we did is we forgot to write the extension down on the client program while opening the file. So when you do this, you're meant to write .txt in the end. I will show you what I mean by that in a second. Just going to delete that file. But so far the program's working absolutely perfect. So we're going to run the server and the client again. And paste the address, name of the incoming file, some file. And this time, don't forget the .txt. The next tutorial is going to automate all this stuff. You wouldn't have to write all this, but just for now, making it easy, press enter, and the file name is, transfer file.txt, and there we go, it's been transmitted. We're going to close both this, minimize this, and here we are. We have some file.txt. If we try open that, it says exactly the same data in the other one. So that was it for today's tutorial, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope I was able to help you. If you need any other tutorials, please make sure to drop them down in the comments. Any errors you're having, I'll help you out with, more than welcome. Please help me reach my target subscriber count of 1,000 as well. Thank you guys for all the support you've been giving me these days. I'm very grateful for that, and I'll see you in the next one.
Goodbye
Peace
to the
out.
people who hated on me. Goodbye, goodbye to everybody. Goodbye to the people who